Thighs a Christmas to Remember, an expanded chapter in the bustling, snow-dusted metropolis of Chicago. Alex and Emily were, to the outside world, the quintessential power couple. They moved through their 5 years of marriage with effortless grace. Alex, the charismatic marketing executive, whose laugh was the soundtrack to every social gathering, and Emily, the quietly brilliant artist, whose canvases captured the city's soul with emotional depth. Their beautiful brownstone in Lincoln Park was a silent testament to their success. Yet, as the bitter winds of late December swept through the city, an emotional chill had settled between them. Alex was a man perpetually chasing the next deal, his phone an extension of his ambition. His once attentive eyes now held the distant glaze of a man consumed. Emily felt their cherished closeness fading, replaced by the polite choreography of two successful roommates. The silent meals and the unanswered questions in the dark of night had eroded her peace, leaving her with a hollow certainty. They were living a beautiful lie. The setting, a stage for truth this year. Emily chose her parents' home in the affluent North Shore suburbs for the annual festive gathering. It was an elegant, sprawling house, transformed into a Yuletide spectacle. Twinkling white lights traced the eaves, and a majestic, 18-foot Fraser fir dominated the living room, its branches laden with antique ornaments. The air was a rich blend of cinnamon, clove, and the sharp, clean scent of pine, warmed by the steady crackle of an oak log in the grand fireplace. The atmosphere was thick with festive bonhomie. Friends and family, dressed in silk and tweed, filled the space with the bright, convivial chatter that accompanies successful lives. For Emily, this beautiful scene felt like a gilded cage. Every forced smile, every gentle pat on Alex's arm, was an act. But the decision was made. For weeks, she had poured her soul into a single, 3-page letter, meticulously handwritten on thick, creamy stationery. It wasn't a document of blame, but an honest, painful testament to their shared distance and her desperate need to reclaim her own life. It ended not with a demand, but a plea, for a divorce, for mutual happiness, and for a brave new beginning. The moment of reckoning at 7:58 p.m., just as a fresh flurry of snow began to blanket the porch outside, Emily felt the surge of a terrifying, liberating courage. She took the sealed envelope heavy with the weight of 5 years and walked to the center of the living room, beside the glowing tree. The clock chimed 8 bells. Emily tapped the rim of a crystal glass with a spoon. Silence fell with astonishing speed. All 40 or so pairs of eyes, reflecting the kaleidoscope of the Christmas lights, turned to her. Alex, standing by the mantelpiece, a glass of bourbon in his hand, gave her an easy, charming smile, the same smile that had once disarmed her. "Thank you all for being here tonight," Emily began, her voice a little too loud, but astonishingly steady. "This gathering a broken bar. It's about truth, love, and courage. And I have something important to share with Alex." The air thinned. She walked to him, her heart hammering a frantic rhythm against her ribs, and placed the envelope into his hand. It felt cold against his warm palm. Alex's smile faltered, replaced by a look of bewildered curiosity. He recognized the paper, the stationery she used only for profound correspondence. He opened the seal with a careful finger and began to read. The unexpected relief, the silence that followed was not merely the absence of sound, it was a tangible force, pulling the festive spirit out of the room. Emily's mother clutched her father's hand. Guests exchanged worried glances. Emily watched Alex's face as he scanned the pages. The easy lines around his eyes deepened, his shoulders, always so straight, slumped imperceptibly. He read the final paragraph, then slowly lowered the paper, his gaze finally meeting hers. Instead of the anger, argument, or stunned denial Emily had braced for, the corner of his mouth twitched, and then, to the shock of every person present, Alex let out a single, relieved, almost breathless laugh. Tears, not of sorrow but of profound release, welled up in his eyes. "Emily," he said, his voice thick with a shared, agonizing understanding. "A broken bar. I've felt the same way. Every word of this is true. I've been so consumed by the climb, by the noise of a success, that I've ignored the stillness of my own heart. And yours. We deserved better than the life we were pretending to live. He walked to her, not as a husband, but as a newfound accomplice in honesty. He gently took her hands. I want both of us to be happy, truly happy. And if this is the path, then I will walk it with you, as your friend. The clapping and the turning point. The reaction was instant and overwhelming. Emily's father, a pragmatic man, was the first to move. He cleared his throat, raised his glass, and began to clap slowly. It was a rhythmic, resonant sound. Then her mother joined, tears streaming down her face, not of sadness for the marriage, but of pride for their bravery. One by one, the guests understood. This was not a moment of tragedy, it was a toast to courage, a brave refusal to settle for comfortable misery. The room erupted into applause. It wasn't a celebration of a marriage ending, but a tribute to the power of honesty, an affirmation of self-worth, and the audacious act of seeking truth in a room full of carefully curated appearances. That night, the conversation round the fire changed. Alex and Emily spoke freely, not of lawyers, but of dreams. Alex confessed his lifelong love of classic film and storytelling, a passion he'd buried under spreadsheets and market analysis. Emily spoke of a residency in Santa Fe, of wanting to paint under a sky bigger than Chicago's. The aftermath, new beginnings. The divorce was handled with the same quiet dignity as the announcement. It was swift and amicable, a mutual agreement to separate with love and respect. In the months that followed, both Alex and Emily flourished. Alex, unburdened by the pressures of his executive life, took a significant pay cut to join a small production company, where he finally began to pursue screenwriting. His first short film script, a tender story about two people bravely choosing their separate paths, was a critical success. Emily, leaving the rigid confines of Chicago's art scene, moved west. Her new collection, the Bravery series, painted in vibrant, unrestrained colors, became her breakthrough. Each canvas expressed a raw, newfound freedom and joy that had been dormant for years. They did not disappear from each other's lives. They met occasionally for coffee at the same quiet corner cafe tilde copyright they had always loved, or for a glass of wine after an exhibition. They shared stories, offered genuine support, and laughed over their adventures. Their bond had evolved from the silent obligation of marriage into the enduring strength of a rare friendship. Their story, the Christmas divorce, as their friends affectionately called it, spread like a quiet gospel, serving as a powerful reminder that endings can be beautiful, conscious decisions that lead to profound new beginnings. It was a lesson in courage, self-love, and the vital importance of following the heart's true compass. An enduring tradition. Each Christmas thereafter, an elegant, handwritten letter arrived for Emily, and one for Alex. They were not love letters, nor were they reminders of what they had lost. They were letters of gratitude, celebrating the friendship and the mutual understanding that had endured. The cards never mentioned divorce, only courage and renewal. As the snow gently fell outside, dusting the separate homes that now contained their happy, fulfilled lives, Alex and Emily knew their most memorable Christmas was not the one where they got engaged, but the one where they found the strength to say goodbye, leading them both toward their true selves. It was a testament to the power of honesty and the quiet, beautiful truth that sometimes, the end of a love story is the beginning of two magnificent new lives. The end.